Our next presenter is appearing for the fourth year in a row and has truly become part of the YAF family. So much so that she is a member of our board. So reading a poem that she wrote for this event specifically, reflecting on Brown in only the way that she can. It is my thrill to present the 2020 Boston Youth Poet Laureate, Alondra Bobadilla.
Good evening. All right, the title of this poem is Timelines. 1954. As if God's children could be separated by a sift, as if they were not all essence carriers. A gavel shatters the doctrine of separate but equal, and the sound still vibrates in the inner ears of the unjust. 1960. Louisiana sings a different song, and a hero becomes a little girl in uniform, ruby bridges, precious transitions, priceless consequences, hecklers grind their teeth to the last bone. 1965, Massachusetts court said it's time to break the cord, and the district said no, and I've heard that no before. Same frigid denial by which they speak today. The sound of pushback was loud. It rumbled the cobblestones, unearthing a foul smell from below the State House, and the march of mobs came out from behind shadows, their signs boasting, I am Jim Crow and I shall live forever. But on the other side of the hill, freedom schools were erected. Education was resistance, and resistance, a lifestyle. 1974, city on a hill. Town Hall of National Struggle took 20 years too long to make legality a historic reality. I wonder about the holdup. Third most racist city in America, or whatever that one article said. That kind of hatred doesn't just make its bed. If unattended at its inception, it multiplies, infesting the subconscious of little boys and girls who try to justify injustice with the evolved vocabulary of diplomatic ignorance, or worse, pity. You got the governor of New York trying to describe inequity by saying black kids don't know the word computer. I don't know what's worse at this point, outright hatred or covert discrimination disguised as help and guilt. I don't want your help if underneath the surface you still think I'm stupid. 2020. Blaming the pandemic for every failure, to refusing record releases, to shutting down schools that are more like sets for horror stories, to silencing student voice under the pretense of delinquency, to trying to solve armed students with armed teachers, to walking in at 6 a.m. to metal detectors beeping, I can still hear the beeping. 2024. I learned about the McKinley, the place where dreams go to die. Daddy always told me that larks locked away would lose their minds. Well, the hallways of the Timothy still haunt mine, and Jenna's Globe in the article about its prime made something die within me. Did you know that the Timothy was once a vision of black and brown success in the middle of misery? In a high time of neighborhood crime, it was the beloved community. It went from excellence to a ghost town. How, who, why, mostly why. Could never seem to wrap my mind around the why. Why weren't they invested in? Why does the house turn against itself? Where do larks go when they finally fly away? 2024. We're still wondering why people work in high admin positions in the field of education without a lick of classroom or administrative experience, or worse, how a BLS even exists in the same school system as a McKinley in the first place, one with exclusive access to the horizon, while McKinley students are covering holes in the walls with art projects. How students' petitions for even the most intimate library or gym seem to fall on deaf ears. How a Mission Hill was open for so long. Conspiracies against our children sprawled across their desks, exposed and perpetually unprotected. Even amongst our own, you got people robbing from the mouths of children for even the slimmest of opportunities. Eat or be eaten logic. Blame the policy, not the byproducts. 2024. Great legal and policy feats were always met with lazy execution. They gave us Metco and left our district unbalanced, unmanaged, once again, shortest end of a stick, plucked off the wrong tree. I don't want branches from the seeds of supremacy. So You take the so-called wild child, blackballed by the system. You honor their God-given worth. You teach them that the devil lives amongst us, and sometimes we call them our representatives. If we have to teach them all the etiquette of feigned professionalism to learn the game, so be it. Teach them the game, and then teach them how to dismantle it. In their vigor, they can shout from the rooftops what generations have been saying all along: this is rigged. And with their passion, we will teach them about the work of their martyrs. We will show them how far we have come so they don't lose heart on the way to the tomorrow. And let YAF amongst our beloved community be one of many mediums to love on those babies, to get them just a step closer. And let YAF be a neighbor and a friend in the long haul to justice for our kids. And let you, from wherever you gather in this room, with all our stories, we will make a quilt and cover over the sins of 1,000. And with our strive, we will break in a new era. Thank you.